Bottoms up. So this is a video dedicated to aspiring writers. And the topic is, if you are just starting out as a writer, should you wrestle with a big ass novel? Should you write a big ass novel if you are just starting out? Now, this is what I have done. Uh, when I began writing, I tackled a big ass novel. It took me 8 years. 8 years. This book almost killed me. But after 8 years, I was 23. I'm 31 now. After 8 years, the book is here. This big ass book, right? And it was a crazy amount of work, right? Now, here's the main issue. Uh, when I was starting out, I checked out videos about writing advice, and they all said, all of these famous authors, they said, you should never write a big novel if you're a nobody because you will not have success. So, if you are a novice writer and you have written a big novel, no matter how good it is, most likely nobody will read it, and most likely nobody will publish it, and even if it gets published, nobody will buy it and read it. And this is exactly what happened to me. I wrote a big ass novel. I got nothing but rejections from literary agents. No publishing house would touch it. And that is because, even now, because I'm a nobody, right? So it doesn't matter how good your work is. The advice that I got from these writers is that if you are just starting out, you should produce short stories and novellas, essentially short stories and thin books, because you will produce more, and if you produce more, you will be noticed quicker, you will sell more, and you will gain a reputation. And then, when you have sold a few of your books, then you can write your big novel, and then somebody will publish it, and then you will be recognized as an official author, right? And to some extent, I agree with that. If you are just starting out and if you want to be noticed and if you want to sell, you should indeed write thin books and short stories if that's your thing. But what happened to me is I rejected this advice, and I spent 8 years of my life writing a big ass novel, um, because this story and these characters, they haunted me. They wanted their story to be told, and I had to put their story on the page. And this is what happened to me. I thought that the writing aspect, ergo getting the big ass book done, would be the hardest part of the process. But as I found out, after I was done with this big ass book, after 8 years working hard, that nobody in the industry would touch it because I was a nobody. I have no following, I have no subscribers, and it is a investment risk, ergo that it probably wouldn't sell, right? So that is something that you have to consider, right? If you want to sell, you got to write short work and make some profit. But if you are so invested in your book that it becomes an obsession, then you're gonna have to make some sacrifices, and that the main sacrifice being that you will not make any money, and nobody will pay you any heed, because that is what has happened to me, right? So let's get back to the main topic. Should you, as a young writer, tackle a big ass novel? Well, it depends, right? When I when I first started out at 23, um, I did not have the life experience necessary to write a significant book. But as the years rolled on, I developed, I progressed, I lived life, I matured, I grew older, and by the end, I would say that I have produced a wonderful book. And the beauty of this book is that you can tell right away that at the beginning it is a bit naive, it is a bit lackluster, but as you read along, you can tell that it gets way better because my skills improved, right? And that is the beauty. That is the beauty of writing a big ass book, is that everything from the story to the plot to the characters, they progress, they mature, they develop, they improve as you mature, right? But if you want to make money quickly, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen unless you have a following. If you have a following and you're young, well, you're probably gonna get picked up by a publishing house and you're gonna sell. That doesn't mean that your book will necessarily be good. Be good though. You know, that is not a guarantee. But you will sell. So my advice is, if you want to be noticed, if you want to gain a reputation, if you want to have a following, if you want to make a profit, then you should stick to short stories, short books, novellas. But at the same time, if you're like me, if you are obsessed with this epic odyssey that you want to give to the world, then you should write that big ass book. But let me tell you, it's gonna take years from your life. It's gonna imply a lot of hard work, diligence, dedication, and you're gonna have to sacrifice uh, a lot of the things that you love. You know, living life, playing video games, whatever, traveling. Right? You're gonna have to sacrifice all of that to focus on your big ass book. It will take a lot of your energy, a lot of your excitement and enthusiasm. You know, because writing a big ass book is a journey. It is for the most part it is torture. Okay, you're gonna suffer a lot while writing a big novel. It's gonna take a lot out of you. You're gonna be drained a lot of the time. You're gonna have your doubts. You're not gonna have confidence. You're just gonna wonder, you know, will it be worth it in the end? And right now, I can tell you, financially, it has not been worth it. But that doesn't matter to me. I have no regrets because this book, even though it took a lot of sacrifice and a lot of years, I'm so satisfied with it that I don't have no regrets whatsoever. And even if it doesn't sell, even if nobody likes it, or even if nobody reads it, this book means everything to me. And I'm so thankful that I chose this book instead of writing something superficial, right? 8 years of my life in these pages, right? So, that feeling of finally accomplishing this great work, nobody's going to take that victory from you, right? In the end, in the end, it's all up to you. It depends on what you want to accomplish. Do you want to sell and make money, which is fine? I want to accomplish that as well. But if you want to really produce a work, a book that you could be proud of, a work that would stand the test of time, let me tell you, it's going to be a rough journey, it's going to be a difficult path, and and by the end there might not be any sort of reward except your own satisfaction that you have accomplished it, right? At the finish line, you only might have the book and nothing else, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. I don't regret spending all of these years on this book because, you know, in the process, I have learned a lot about writing, a lot about myself, a lot about story structure, a lot about characters and human beings. you know, uh, 8 years of my life have been wisely spent on perfecting, well, not perfecting, but, improving the craft, improving my skills as a writer. It has taught me a lot, and now I can write better because I spent so much effort on this big ass book. Now I write, now I can write faster. I know what I have to do. And there are struggles, even though I have accomplished this. There will always be struggles. There will always be letdowns. Basically, with everything in life, there are pros and there are cons, and it all hinges upon what you're willing to sacrifice, right? So that's about it. Should you write a big novel? I mean, should you? I mean, I don't know. When I was young and starting out, I did not ask this question. I just went for it. I took a risk, I took a gamble. I was just a young kid. I did not know anything about anything. I thought, I'm going to write this big ass book. It's going to be wonderful. Agents will just leap out and just give me a contract, and, it's going to be Gucci. I'm going to get an advance, and then the book is going to sell, and I'm going to write other books and so on. But that did not happen, right? And it's fine. It's fine, right? It's fine. Just do you. And I think your main focus should be, what am I trying to create here? What am I trying to produce? Am I trying to just uh, pump out whatever and make some money? Or am I trying to write a single book that will stand the test of time and will be remembered and loved by readers generation after generation? And that is what I want. That is my goal, right? I want to create a few books that will be as best and as great as they can be, and that is glorious to me, right? So that's about it. You know, keep on writing, keep on writing, and keep on reading too. See ya.